Hi everybody, time for another random box of crap video, and I gotta tell you, some of this crap here is supremely awesome. Let's have a look at this stuff. These things were all donated by one of our faculty who recently retired about a year ago, and since then he's been giving me a whole bunch of goodies from his basement. And this is the most recent delivery. He's trying to clean up stuff out of his house in preparations for him and his wife to move to a retirement home. So let's see what we got here. Let's look at this box first. What we have on top here, I don't know, looks like some kind of expansion adapter for ROM or RAM, plug into some computer system. All these IC sockets are all paralleled up here. We got some stuff from good old days of Radio Shack. Look at that. Edge connector, 44 pin. And here, this is awesome. An LED with, it's a super jumbo LED display. And back in the days before we had high brightness LEDs, like if you wanted a big LED that was high brightness, you just had to get a big package with a bunch of individual LED segments in there, LED die. So that's awesome. And handy dandy for that edge connector, we have some circuit board with edge connector, piece of cork. What do we have here? 5.8 watt audio amplifier and metal oxide varactor, CMOS 555 timer. Awesome. What's the date code on this? It's from 1981. Another varactor, edge connector. What's inside this little box? Ooh, full wave bridge rectifiers. Got a pot, some plastic scrap there, wall wart, old capacitor, a nice transformer, 12.6 volt, 1.2 amp. Here's some more Radio Shack stuff, a relay, and a classic LM741. What's the date code on this bad boy? Not sure what the date code is on this thing. There's the LM741 on the side, and there's Signetics 7531. Not sure if that's a Signetics part number equivalent or if that's date code. There's a 733W. Maybe that's a 73 is the year. And printed on the bottom looks like 762 something. So either way, for any of these numbers at least, you know it's got to be the 70s. Another edge connector. Some more varactors here. Let's see, this one, oh, some sub-miniature phone jacks. Piezo transducer. This little cardboard box has some IC sockets, presumably for these EPROMs right here. So we got this TO3 package here, LM340K-24R with plus 24 inscribed, so I'm pretty sure that's a 24 volt regulator. Just got a bunch of random switches here. Bottom section of a half-gallon milk jug. What do we have in the milk jug? 1/3 watt 100K precision resistors. Alligator, oh, that's a wristband for anti-static work. Another edge connector, a nice rotary switch. And just a bunch of random wires and switches and connectors and LEDs in here, capacitors. Now we got this wire here. This is just a bunch of coax and telephone cable, nothing special except for this one. Look at these really old school telephone connectors on here. Before they had the RJ11 or whatever the standard telephone connector is, they had these big monstrous 4-pin connectors for telephones. There's this other bag of cables here. What do we got? Printer cable, more printer cables, More printer cables, parallel port stuff. Oh man. Look at all this stuff. All these ribbon cables here for IDE connections to hard drives and floppy drives. Some more coax. Yeah, just a bunch of computer and telecommunication stuff. Here's something interesting. This really old school looking microphone. It might be a carbon granule microphone. Let's pop it open and see. Yeah, I think it is carbon granule. I've taken apart carbon granule microphones before, and this is very typical construction where they got this very thin metal diaphragm with a pin in the middle, and that pin digs down into the carbon granules. But what the hell, I'm not going to use this thing. Let's go even further. Oh, I was wrong. That ain't no carbon granule. Good thing I checked it. Good thing I opened it up and checked. Looks like some kind of piezoelectric material. That pin is just glued to the camera can focus here. There we go. That pin is just glued to the one corner of this red stuff. I'm not sure what that is. There we go. Aha. So the other three corners are glued down to the base, and the one corner that's not glued down, that's glued to the diaphragm. And then whatever's in the center there, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a capacitive element. It doesn't look like any fancy material here, it just looks like plastic. Some red plastic. Scratches easily. Definitely some kind of red plastic dielectric. Let me rip this out here. Oops. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have ripped it out. Now I can't even test it because the leads are broken. There, I just adjusted the focus on the camera, put it on super macro. So I have no idea what that material is. Maybe I'll try to break even more. Oop, there we go. These little crystalline things here. Wow, I have no idea what this is. But it certainly seems to be two parallel plates. That's really weird stuff. Look at that. Some kind of white crystalline powder is in there between the... I really have no idea what's going on, what kind of microphone this is. Oh well, let's move on to the other stuff. What have we now in this box? Silicon rectifier, a couple of diodes in here, 60 amp, 150 volt rating. Now these, I've been told, are toy telephones for this guy's kids. Years ago, he got his kids these toy telephones, so apparently they could talk to each other between their bedrooms, I suppose. But man, look at this stuff. I'll have to see if I can get these things working again. Ooh, let me take this back panel off. So that's it. That's all there is inside. There's a switch for the hook. And then there's a switch for this push button on the side. And there's an electromagnet here for ringing the two bells. And we got and then right in here in the front there's a microphone, and this is the earpiece. Now this microphone, I'm pretty sure that's going to be carbon granule. But anyway, that's it. 3 connections. I suppose B stands for battery, so you put the battery across these 2 terminals, and L might be line, so you put the line connection to the other box, from box to box on those 2 connections, and then that's it. You got yourself a very simple telephone system. What else we got? Just got some more power cords here. Most of this stuff and the other wires, I'm just going to take that to a recycling place and get some cash for it. Nylon straps from packaging. Here we go. A gallon milk jug full of goodies. Transformer. Little very slow 60 hertz motor with a cam on it. Some more edge connector stuff. These 2 hooked up to each other like so. Oh, and this is a oh yeah, some lathe tips. These go into a lathe to hold things in there. Microphone XLR connector, and just a big mess of wires and other miscellaneous parts in there. Got another wall wart. What do we have in here? 100,000 volt 3 amp diodes. A nice length of 2 conductor wire. Even got some fiber optic stuff in here. Some safety glasses. Phoenix contact power supply. How do I open this thing? Oh, there we go. Yeah, we already have a whole bunch of these things. And I think that's where the teacher got it from anyway, because we have tons of these things, these 24 volt, 2 amp Phoenix contact power supplies. More wall wart and power cord stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, he told me that this is an ultrasonic transducer, just like the one Mike Harrison used some time back in one of his videos where he levitated droplets of water above the horn, the output of the transducer. The brass is the base, and then you got all these piezoelectric elements all paralleled up here to move this thing up and down at very high frequency. Got a power supply in here that's seen better days. Look at this. Wow, this is in such bad shape. I don't know what the hell's going on. There's a bodged diode there. This capacitor has been put on some longer wires. There's all these wires sticking out. I don't know what's wrapped up in this tape here. Oh, it's just a pot. So I guess he wanted to set that pot to a certain voltage. There's a regulating transistor. Some aluminum scrap. What's this? Ooh, nice little light bulb here. Wow, look at this. Little bayonet socket on an extension cord. That is awesome. And the bulb itself, Mazda. General Electric Mazda 116A, no, oh there it is, 6 to 8 volts it seems to be. Right there's a 6 to 8. And it's got 2 filaments in there too. So you can have double the brightness or double the reliability. And this is clever. It's got this little handle sticking out that you can slide back and forth. And that just moves the pins in the socket, rotates them a little bit like that. So that's actually the power switch. Puts the light bulb into and out of circuit just by rotating the contacts on the bottom of the bulb. Awesome. And here we got some kind of a wooden base with something. Oh, I guess it's a circuit board holder. So there you go. You put just clamp your circuit board in here. While you're working on it, put it on a nice angle. Very good. And the last thing in this box, Parts drawers. Look at this awesome stuff. So what do we got here? Inductors, capacitors, transistors, some more transistors, and a whole mess of resistors, everything from 1/4 watt to 2 watt, and even higher still, 10% tolerance. And this one we got diodes and rectifiers. Here's precision multi-turn pots. We got some switches here, micro switches, and fuses. Even got a little thermal fuse in here. Awesome. Finally, got 3 more things to show. JVC stereo cassette tape deck. Old school 90s stuff there. Here's a really nice box, project box, with a couple of power supplies in here. Really dusty. Looks like a lot of sawdust and everything on there. I have no idea if these things still work, and I don't really care. I think the real gem here is this box. This just begs for use. It's got so much potential. Put a nice analog meter on the front here with some switches and knobs. Awesome stuff. Oh. There's one more bag here. I forgot. A bunch of antenna stuff. TV antenna. Got this loop here. Telescoping antenna thing here. Little RF switch. So you can switch the TV between cable A and cable B. And this is nice. Look at these cable holder. It's a nail that you pound into a wood, and then you can put the coax cable through all these things. Really awesome. Or any kind of cable, really. Apparently not just the 75 ohm coax, but also the 300 ohm parallel pair wire you can stick through there. It has these little notches in the side for keeping it in one position. Okay, finally, the best thing of all. I saved the best for last. Look at this badass alarm clock. And maybe you can see the tubes in there. 4 individual vacuum fluorescent display tubes for the clock. It's AM, FM, clock radio. Absolutely gorgeous. I've never seen anything like this, and I can't wait to plug it in and see if it works. Alright, here we go. Plugging it in. Ooh. Oh, look at that. They glow, but not very nicely. There's a brightness control here, so I can turn it up a little bit, but man, look how that 5 is just, it's very dim in the middle of it. Oh, so I can set the time on it. Yeah, there we go. It's got 12-hour time. Segments E and F on the leftmost tube are used for AM, PM indication, and then there's just the one segment right there. But man, look at this. It actually works. Oh, what the heck? Oh, that don't look right. It goes from 0 to 5. Another 0 to 5. What the hell is happening here? That's not right at all. Oh, look at that. I can see the seconds too. The seconds seem to be working fine. Went from 3 to 4. What about the music? Does the radio work? I'm not hearing anything. That's on FM. What about AM? So there's some stuff on the AM dial, but nothing on FM. So sad. Oh, I don't know. If I have time, maybe I'll make another video about this thing where I tear it down and try to fix it and maybe even convert it to 24-hour time instead of 12-hour time. But this is the baddest ass alarm clock I have ever seen. Sweet. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Hey, the FM radio works now. I don't know what happened, but it might have just been a touchy connection on the power switch. Wow, that's really nice. Look at that. The little LED in the dial not only indicates where it is, so you can see it in the dark, but it also varies in brightness, so you can see how well it's tuned into an FM station. Sweet.